A foot stomp that cost a player 2 games, a touchdown celebration that mocked an entire fan base, and a fiery split that left everyone in shock. These are the most disrespectful moments in the NFL. Diving right into the action, we're starting with Andre Johnson and Cortland Finnegan's heated brawl. This incident occurred back in 2010. The Houston Texans were playing against the Tennessee Titans. Finnegan decided to spice things up by constantly pushing Johnson's buttons with pokes and punches. Late in the game, Andre had taken enough. He ripped Finnegan's helmet off, threw him to the ground, and landed 2 solid punches. Eventually, the referee stepped in and broke up the fight, but not before a few more swings were taken. These two had completely thrown the spirit of sportsmanship out the door.
This is Jimmy on your left, and that's Howie on the right. And that's how we warm up for the pregame.
But this play doesn't even compare to number 19, because Deshaun Jackson made a complete buffoonery of the Eagles on this touchdown. Jackson downfield, he's got it, and the former Eagle is going to take it backwards. Wow, if you're an Eagles fan, that play must be hard to watch. Not only does Jackson run backwards into his former team's end zone, but his celebration is also quite uncalled for. However, Jackson and the Eagles have since put this tension in the past after he rejoined the Eagles a few years later.
And the former Eagle is going to take it in backward and score.
Everyone loves scoring touchdowns, especially during important games, and celebrating is expected. But what this next player did will shock you. During the 2004 NFC wildcard matchup against the Green Bay Packers, Randy Moss caught a deep touchdown pass in the 4th quarter to put his team up by 2 touchdowns. Moss was known to be one of the most talented wide receivers, but also had one of those bad boy personalities that drove coaching staffs nuts. After scoring his touchdown, he pretended to pull his pants down and moon the Green Bay fans. Joe Buck called the play disgusting, but to be honest, we thought it was hilarious. Now, next up is a player that took Randy Moss's touchdown dance to a whole other level against his former team.
Randy Moss, without even really being able to run, as he shoots the moon to the fans here.
Isaiah Crowell's career never really panned out as the running back for the Cleveland Browns. During his first matchup against his former team, he managed to score a touchdown, and his touchdown dance made it clear that he was harboring some negativity towards the Browns. He mimed pulling his pants down and also pretended to wipe his backside with the football before throwing it into the crowd. Ew, gross. I wonder if the fans were racing to catch that football. However, this next player crossed all limits. Early on in the 2006 NFL season, the Tennessee Titans were hosting America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. However, defensive tackle Albert Haynesworth nearly ended the American dream of Andre Gurode for no apparent reason other than malicious intent. After a play, Haynesworth strolled over to a pile of opponents and proceeded to kick and stomp Gurode while he was still on the ground. But while most mature players can keep their emotions and thoughts in check, Haynesworth just went ahead anyway like it was no big deal, which led to 30 stitches for Gurode. Now Haynesworth did badly, but this next player did worse.
Against the Titans, and an injured player, Andre Gerard, seems to be shaken up.
Antonio Brown got the ball at his own 29-yard line and sprinted like he's late for a dinner date, dodging Browns left and right. But when he spotted Spencer Lanning running towards him, he did something out of 300 movie. Instead of leaping, he slammed his cleat right into Lanning's face. Jeez, that must have hurt. I wonder what Antonio Brown was thinking before doing this.
But instead tries to hurdle Lanning and puts his foot right in the face mask.
Moving on, Ndamukong Suh is a beast of a defensive tackle, and maybe he was just doing his job, but this time he tackled an opponent when he didn't need to. In 2011, Suh decided to give Green Bay center Evan Dietrich Smith a Thanksgiving gift by stomping all over his arm. The Packers were building up a nice lead in the second half, while the Detroit Lions were racking up penalties. Nobody wants to be on a losing team, especially Suh, so he grabbed a sprawled-out Dietrich Smith by the helmet following a play and stepped on his arm. At the end of the game, the Lions didn't win the game, but Suh managed to win himself an unpaid 2-game suspension.
Bottom of that pile, a takedown there.
Now, players lose cool for the opponent, but taking down a referee in anger is not a spirit of the game. So it's December 2020, and we're in the middle of a high school football game between Edinburgh High and PSJA. Duran is already having a bad day. He gets flagged not once, not twice, but 3 times in a single play and gets ejected from the game. Fueled by what seems like a mix of anger and adrenaline, he rushes back onto the field and tackles the referee. Jeez, that's brutal. Clearly, Duran didn't come into the game planning to show any mercy. Now that was a college game, but Chad Ochocinco decided to add a quirky twist during a crucial division matchup against the Baltimore Ravens. After a spectacular catch down the sideline, the Ravens head coach challenged the play. But instead of a serious response, Chad strolled over to the referee with a dollar bill in hand. Yes, a dollar bill, right there on the field. We can all agree he was probably just trying to inject some humor and not actually trying to sway a referee's opinion, but the NFL considered it disrespectful. They swiftly delivered a $20,000 fine, and his head coach Marvin Lewis turned on him in the media, saying, "You don't mess around with the integrity of the game. It's not a matter for jokes." Next, anyone who knows Tyreek Hill probably knows his signature peace sign, so this time Antoine Winfield had had enough, and he decided to give the wide receiver a taste of his own medicine. In a game between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Kansas City Chiefs, Antoine Winfield Jr. made a memorable play against wide receiver Tyreek Hill. After Hill had been taunting the Buccaneers throughout the game, Winfield responded by throwing Hill's signature peace sign back in his face. This might not be soul-scorching disrespect for anyone else, but when someone shoves your trademark back in your face, it'll definitely irritate you a little.
Complete, and Tampa Bay makes another stop.
But some NFL players find a unique way to irritate opposition. Like after Terrell Owens scored a touchdown for the 49ers, he ran to the middle of the field, stood on the Cowboys star logo, and raised his arms like he owns Dallas. This didn't sit well with the Cowboys, especially Emmitt Smith. A bit later, Smith scored and did the same thing, looking at the 49ers like, "Take that." But Owens wasn't done yet. Late in the fourth quarter, he caught another touchdown and raced to the star again, but what happened then was something he didn't expect. This time, Dallas safety George Teague had enough and slammed into Owens like a freight train, and other players began fighting as well. Still, Owens got back up and did his star standing pose once again. I bet that made Dallas even more furious. But Owens is not the only player who absolutely loves to tease his opponents.
It's going to be a penalty on George Teague because he's going to clock him.
I'm talking about Juju Smith, who absolutely loves to dance on other teams' logos and post it on his social media. He did it at the Bengals stadium, and Bengals player Von Bell didn't like it one bit. So during the game, Juju got a pass from Big Ben Roethlisberger, and before he could even think of busting a move, bam! Von Bell smacks him with a hit that could wake up a sleeping beauty. So let this be a lesson. If you're going to dance on someone's logo, you better be prepared to dance with their defense too.
Just come downhill, boom, it's perfect. He does it perfectly. He knows it's coming to him. He knows Juju likes to run.
But while some players were dancing on the logo, others were spitting fire. I mean literally spitting fire. We wrap up this string of disrespectful moments with a player who decided to go nuclear on sportsmanship. Bill Romanowski got so heated during a game in 1997 that he actually spat at an opponent, J.J. Stokes. A move so outrageous, it begs the question, what was he thinking?